verses 1 to 5. Who knows? Who knows verses 1 to 5? Who knows verse 1? Very good. Verse 2. Verse 3. Verse 4. Verse 5. Okay, we're still on verse 5. And let's chant it together. Responsively. Sorry. Asat-cheshta kashta pradavikata pisala viriha. Prakamam kamadi prakatapatapati vyatikarai. Gale badvahanyeham iti bakadvit vartmapagane. Guru tvam putkaran avatisa jata tvam mana ita. Guru tvam putkaran avatisa jata tvam mana ita. The highwayman lust and his friends have bound me at the neck with the painful ropes of wicked deeds. O mind, please scream, O Kṛṣṇa, O killer of Bhaka, I will be killed by highwaymen. Do that, and he will save me. I wanted to just continue a little on this Kurutva Putkaran. Now you should just scream Avatisa Jata Atvam, and then Kṛṣṇa will protect you. Firstly, this, O Kṛṣṇa, O killer of Bhaka. So, iti bakadbit, bakabit, iti bakabid, bakabid, iti bakabid. It's not a exclusive exclamation. Oh, killer of Bhaka. Raghunath Das Goswami is emphasizing that we should call out to Kṛṣṇa. And calling out with this motive, this desire that please save me from these highwaymen. As we had pointed out that some devotees may be still struggling with material desires. Others may no longer be disturbed by those same desires. Yet the subtlety of this sense gratification, which is, now what was the verse? Definition of prema. Atmendriya priti vancha parikam, Krishnandriya priti dhvari premana. So anything that falls into this category of, on one side, that I want to satisfy my senses, even to a little degree. In other words, that is why I am acting, and even that is why I'm performing devotional service, that I want some kind of gratification, sensual, mental, intellectual, sarvadharma parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Now this verse is called Jnana Shunya Bhakti. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refers to it as Jnana Bhakti, but Acharyas often just refer to it as Jnana Shunya. Shunya means devotional service that is not practiced with the motive of Jnana, Jnana in two senses. One is the speculative tendency, but the other, even as Sanatana Goswami describes in great detail, that devotees who practice devotional service because they so much relish the philosophy of Bhakti, the Jnana, very, very relishable. It's not that it's not supposed to be relishable, but that it's relishable is not supposed to be the motive. So always keep in mind, what is the root? What is the basis, the ultimate motivation? Doesn't leave out, we don't exclude that we're enjoying prasadam, we're enjoying kirtan, but our motive for kirtan is not to enjoy it. Our motive for kirtan is to glorify Krishna, to please Krishna. So Jnana Shunya, that even that desire to enjoy the philosophy of Srimad Bhagavatam, I really like Krishna consciousness because my real motive is that I love to study the philosophy. So that's out. And even to that degree, that is considered to be something that is where our motivation is not for pleasing Krishna. So on one side, that there is a desire for some form of gratification, as subtle as it may be, and that is what the mode of goodness, or at least Krishna in the 14th chapter, talks about. What is the trappings of the mode of goodness? The trappings of the mode of goodness are that you become happy, you're situated in knowledge, life's good, LG. So we're happy with that, and and one then becomes just satisfied with that. I really enjoy practicing spiritual life. It's a real enjoyment, and by practicing spiritual life, I'm advancing, and I'm enjoying that advancement. So, mode of goodness, every mode of nature has its own pitfall, and that's also there. And mode of goodness we must come to, because it becomes the proper platform for practicing Krishna consciousness. Quicksand, I mean, I don't have experience of quicksand, I never walked into quicksand, but quicksand is a type of very, very deep mud that can go down for tens of meters, and you walk in it, and the more you walk, the more you sink. So the idea is that you should just lie flat on it. Don't try and get out of it until someone comes to pull you out. So same thing. Modes of nature are like quicksand. The more you walk in them, the more you sink. So the only thing is that Krishna will come and save us. Krishna will come and pull us out. And we have to position ourselves. And practicing Krishna consciousness is for that. So my point here is that this whole calling out to Kṛṣṇa is a generic phenomena. It applies to, we were talking yesterday about prayers, but we're chanting Hare Krishna. So when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're also, O Lord, O energy of the Lord, O Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. Being engaged in service means then we're saved from the highwaymen. So, same thing. This chanting with feeling, same thing goes when we're chanting our japa, that it's not mechanical. The Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, senior godbrother, B.R. Sridhar Maharaj, he pointed out that, in his opinion, of course, Srila Prabhupada really liked playing harmonium, but in his opinion, musical instruments are best kept to a minimum, because the more instruments there are, the more the tendency to enjoy music. And kirtan is not about enjoying music. Now we're back to enjoyment. And enjoyment means the mode of passion. So, or at least mode of passion, or at least we become somewhat infected by that mode. So that just the mantra, and of course we know that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would sometimes ask devotees who were not musically inclined and who could not sing in tune, in fact that they sang off tune, to chant Hare Krishna. So that the emphasis is on the mantra, and that devotees get used to the fact that chanting Hare Krishna is not dependent upon the excellences. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in this Madhurya Kadambini, and he points out the ruchi. Now, ruchi is a general taste, ruchi is a stage of devotional service, that there's devotional service that's dependent on the excellences, and devotional service that's independent of the excellences. So excellences is just like that. Someone is a very good speaker, entertaining speaker. Some people have a natural gift, oratory. Orators. It used to be a science that, for instance, the Greeks would teach and cultivate, that people learned how to actually really speak, and even now there are courses and so on public speaking, how to actually speak nicely. But the content is not dependent on whether it's entertaining, whether it's, well, the important thing is, what is the purity of the sound vibration? It's not, Niranjana is not coming. Why are you knocking on the door? Why are you here? In, out. Yes. So that's considered to be a lesser quality of taste. That when these other things that accompany the basic principles, the basic devotional activities, chanting, hearing, deity worship, he points out, sometimes people very much appreciate the worship of deities when it's done very elaborately and so on. And they don't appreciate so much when the deity worship is simpler. But the important thing is, what is the devotion that is actually being offered, and to be able to see that. So this calling out that we're also not performing devotional activities, and we don't call out mechanically, not offering prayers from the heart. And this is why Rupa Goswami says revealing one's heart and mind. So heartfelt, this is the English word, something is really, it's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the throat, it's not coming from the mind, it's not coming even from the intelligence. Well, I need to do it because I want some result. I should do it because this should be done. None of these, but I really feel it. I really feel that I need to be saved. When we're chanting japa for 2 hours, at least for 2 hours, that's the way that we chant the holy name. It's coming from the heart. It's not because we're being forced to do it. It's not because I have to do it. Of course, that's also one motivation, but it doesn't give the same result as when it's heartfelt. So Prabhupada gives the example of a baby crying for its mother. Very heartfelt. So, and it gets results immediately. Immediate result. As soon as the mother hears, immediately she runs. So similarly, when we're also calling out like that, then Kṛṣṇa comes. Tesham evanukam paratam aham ajnanayam tam. So Kṛṣṇa immediately comes. In fact, it's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Then he said, Kṛṣṇa says, why should devotees worry about getting my mercy? He says, I come. They don't have to look for me. I'm coming to them. But we have to tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti. So the bhajan has to be priti, has to be done with love. And love comes from the heart. Nothing else really will do. So if the mother comes and she's agitated and just tries to pacify the child because, she wants some peace, it doesn't work. But if it's really heartfelt and it just requires a few kind, loving words, the child's pacified. Of course, he wants something, whether he wants to be breastfed or he wants something happen, but in any case, that will immediately satisfy. Just like a child burns himself, cuts himself. So what does the mother do? She says, look, I'm going to kiss it, and it's going to get better. So isn't that what mothers do? So why? Because immediately it's a sign of something very heartfelt. It's a sign of love, and it makes the pain much more bearable. In Kirtan, with devotees and devotee association, it becomes easier. In one sense, you're sort of lifted. So there's that saying that high tide lifts all ships. So big ships, small ships, boats, you name it, when the tide comes in, everything goes up. So similarly, when the tide of Nam Sankirtan goes up, then it lifts everyone. So even when devotees are sort of on the mental platform, they also get very much influenced. And that's why Nam Sankirtan is more potent than chanting japa, which is also Sankirtan, but we need to do both because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said we have to do it. Kirtaniya Shada Hari, but somehow or other we should always chant Kirtan. So, and then the last form that we really have time for is when we're chanting our dīkṣā-mantras. Ein Guruve Namaha. Now, are we really thinking about spiritual master? Is it really coming from the heart? Now I'm calling out, I'm offering my respect. Spiritual master, I offer my respects to you. Is it a heartfelt thing, or, well, I got Brahma initiation and I'm supposed to, Jayam Stuvam Tasya Yasastri Sandhyam. So I'm supposed to chant Gayatri Mantra 3 times a day. So when we chant these mantras, are they really heartfelt? First of all, it means that, because Kṛṣṇa says that Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Putramad Bhavamagata. The more you understand something, the more that the bhav, the more that the heartfelt feeling can be there. If you don't understand something, how can you feel for it? So Jiva Goswami emphasizes that in chanting Gayatri Mantra, one should meditate upon the meaning of the words as one chants, and recognizes that this is the sound vibration of the personality whom is being addressed. And Guruve Namaha. This is the sound representation of spiritual master. Klinguraya Namaha, sound representation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanyaya Vidmahi. So similarly, Krishnaya, Govinda, Gopijana, really chanting from the heart with meaning and meditating on them, because ultimately this is about smarnam. This is about meditation. So doing things with feeling, because ultimately that's what bhakti is. Bhakti means feeling. Bhakti yoga. So Sanatana Goswami explains this very nicely, that he says that beginner devotees think that the activities that they are doing is actually bhakti. But that's not bhakti. The activity of, for instance, chanting is not devotion. I am chanting the holy names. No, you're not chanting the holy names. So he says, what is it? The holy names are descending upon your heart. But when do they descend? They descend when they're actually done without offense. And otherwise, what are we doing? We're just chanting the shadow of the holy name. So that bhakti or devotional service is independent potency of Kṛṣṇa, and it descends upon the senses and the mind of those devotees who actually implore its descent. But when you're not crying out like a mother for the child, the child for the mother, you're not crying out like that, then yes, we go through the mechanics, and he says, all right, that's also good, because ultimately it will lead to a higher approach. So Raghunath Das Goswami says, when we do this, so it says scream. Now, I don't know Sanskrit. It sounds a little extreme. Maybe someone who does, maybe it does mean putkaran, whether it means scream or not. You put it in the folio and you see how Prabhupada translates it, how we translate it in other verses. So this emphasis, which is there, yes, then Kṛṣṇa will come. Masuchava. He says, don't worry, just trust in me. That Kṛṣṇa will certainly come. if we have that very genuine approach to the activities that we're performing. Same thing with Srimad Bhagavatam. Kim vapare Śivarāma sajjaridya vrujyate atra kritibhish shushvish takṣṇāt. So, Shushudho Shadadanascha Vasudeva Kataruchi. Shushudho Shadadanascha, one with real faith, Vasudeva Kataruchi, one hears Srimad Bhagavatam, one studies Srimad Bhagavatam with real faith, that here is Kṛṣṇa. Just like the holy name is Kṛṣṇa, embodiment of Kṛṣṇa, here Kṛṣṇa is also embodied in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's what Prabhupada would say. One page, one line, one word, it's all Kṛṣṇa. So if people come to that. Now tomorrow we'll move on to verse number 6. Mind, why do you burn both you, and this is where it sort of gets heavy. Why do you burn both you and me? By bathing in the trickling urine of the ass of deviousness and hypocrisy. By bathing in the trickling urine from the ass of deviousness and hypocrisy, you should delight both you and me by eternally bathing in the glycerine, nectarine ocean of pure love for Sri Gandharva and Giridhari. I could suggest that you look up the meanings of these words, deviousness, kapata, and hypocrisy, kutinati. Jiva hingsa kutinati, jiva hingsa loba puja nishidacha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also uses this word kutinati. So what do they mean, deviousness and hypocrisy? What is Raghunath Das Goswami telling us here? Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Radha Damodar ki Jai. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ki Jai. Shri Panchatattva ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari 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 Bo. Hare Krishna.